Okay, hopefully this is going to work. This is a small video from my flat, as you can probably see, and supposedly a motivational video for you guys who are out there, sort of all cooped up and wondering what to do and what to think about. Right, so well, I'm talking to sports scholars, so you guys are generally at the higher end of the sporting spectrum in terms of your own personal performance. But I thought I'd share this with you. I've dug into my little box of tricks under the stairs and found a letter that was written to me back in May 1980, before all of you guys were even born. Unbeknown to a lot of you, I played a lot more football when I was younger. When I was 16, 17, I played quite a high standard of football down in the West Country, and I managed to get myself onto the books of Exeter City football team. Now, you might not think they're the greatest, but they are a professional football team, and I was part of their youth setup, and very much looking forward to maybe a career in football at that stage. Before getting bored with football and then moving on to rugby. But anyway, that's by the by. At that time, I was headlong into my football. I played semi-professional for Barnstable Town in the Western League. I played for Exeter City Youth Team in the South West Floodlit League, played at places like Plymouth Argyle and Swansea and Herefordshire and all of these sort of places. I also played for my college side, I played for the county side, so I was playing a lot of football at that stage and very much enjoying myself and thinking I was the bee's knees and going to be the next sort of next superhero and go on to play for Manchester United. Anyway, things came to a fairly abrupt halt in May of 1980. Because I received this letter. Now, I don't know whether I can weave it in just to prove to you that it was Exeter City. I think it says Exeter City there on the top. But it was from my coach, a genius guy called Chris Davey, a very good coach and the youth team coach at the time. And he wrote to me to say this, in type, by the way, not sort of an email or a text or anything, but in type. So let me just read what he said to me. Dear Robert, the management staff of the club have decided for a number of reasons, including your likelihood of going on to college, not to retain your registration for the forthcoming season. However, may I thank you very much indeed for your efforts on behalf of Exeter City Football Club. I'm sure you will become a better player through being with us, and for our part, it has been a pleasure working with you. May I wish you every success for the future, both in your chosen career and in your sport. Kind regards, yours sincerely, Chris Davey, Youth Development Officer. Now, why am I reading that out to you? Well, because effectively what I got was a Dear John letter. Dear Rob, thanks but no thanks. You're not going anywhere with us, and best of luck for the future. So, what do you do with that sort of stuff? Well, I was absolutely mortified when I received this letter because I thought I was going to be the next David Beckham or whatever. I was a right-sided midfielder, classically playing in 4-4-2, was quite good. But ultimately, was I going to play for Manchester United? Well, I didn't, so obviously I wasn't good enough. So what do I do about that? Well, some people sulk, they go away, they kick the cat, and they give up. And what is the moral of my motivational Tuesday morning speech to you? Well, it's about not giving up. It's about bounce back ability, isn't it? You're all going to receive, not necessarily a letter like this, but you're all going to receive criticism at times. You're all going to go through low periods in your careers at whatever level that is. And obviously I was trying to aspire to quite a high standard, and of course the chances of failure are even greater when you get near to the top of the performance pyramid. But for the majority of you, you're going to meet with a lot of success because you're good and you're going to enjoy your sport, but you're also going to meet with failure from time to time, and it's about what you do about that. Sometimes it's failure in terms of a match or a result or the way you play, and it's how you react to those sorts of things that set you aside. My experience around good athletes are that the best athletes are the ones who deal with success and failure in equal measure. What are you like when you meet with disappointment? Are you frustrated? Well, most people's natural reaction is to be frustrated, of course, but it's how you deal with that and how you move forward from that. And turning negatives into positives is what it's all about, I suspect. But A little story from me there, just giving you a bit of an insight into what it's like to receive a letter like that. But I'm not expecting you all to receive, bad news like that. But what do you do when you meet with failure? Because if you're going to play sport for any length of time, you are going to meet with failure on a reasonably regular basis, and it's how you react and how you respond that is the key. And lastly, because this is all a very impromptu, I have this. I don't know if you can see it. This on my kitchen wall. So I've taken it off the kitchen wall and brought it into the lounge just to show you it, because sometimes the way you meet with failure, sometimes the way you react to failure or how having setbacks is how you respond yourselves. And this sits on my wall in my kitchen, and while I'm cooking my dinner, sometimes I look at it and try and remind myself of what maybe is inside all of us. And it says, always remember, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. So, what does that say? Well, that's basically me saying self-talk, positive talk about yourself is the first step along the way to overcoming failure. So, a little Kifty speech there. Hope it sort of inspires you a little bit. Like I say, sport is about ups and downs.